Join me as I dive into Psalm 35 to see if this powerful prayer can really help us stand against unjust enemies. Have you ever felt unjustly attacked or betrayed by someone you trusted? Maybe it was a close friend who turned their back on you, a coworker who tried to destroy your reputation, or someone who plotted against you when all you ever showed them was kindness. If you've ever been in that place, wounded, misunderstood, and surrounded by silent enemies, then Psalm 35 is for you. Psalm 35 isn't just another passage in the Bible. It's a cry from the depths of a heart that's been wronged. A powerful prayer from David as he faced betrayal, slander, and injustice. In this psalm, David doesn't take revenge into his own hands. Instead, he calls upon God to fight for him. And today, this same prayer gives us a powerful framework for standing strong when life feels unfair and when enemies rise against us. Let's be honest. There are moments in life when we feel surrounded by people who don't wish us well. Sometimes it's jealousy, gossip, betrayal, or false accusations. You might not even know why someone suddenly turned against you. You try to do right, to walk in peace, yet you find yourself constantly misunderstood or unfairly attacked. Those moments can make you question your worth. You might even start asking, "Lord, why me? Why do they hate me when I've done nothing wrong?" David felt exactly the same way. He was loyal to King Saul, he served faithfully, yet Saul became jealous and sought to destroy him. David prayed, "Contend, Lord, with those who contend with me. Fight against those who fight against me." That's the heart of Psalm 35. It's not about revenge, but about surrendering your battle to God, trusting that He is your defender. When injustice rises, it's easy to want to fight back with words or anger. But David teaches us a better way, to let God handle our enemies. Because when God fights for you, no weapon formed against you can prosper. Let's walk through the beauty and strength of Psalm 35. The psalm begins with a cry for divine intervention. "Contend, Lord, with those who contend with me. Fight against those who fight against me." Here, David acknowledges something powerful, that the battle is spiritual. He asks God to take up his shield and armor, to rise in defense of his servant. This is not a weak prayer. It's a declaration of faith, a reminder that when you belong to God, no injustice can last forever. In the next verses, David speaks of those who lay traps for him, those who rejoice when he stumbles. And isn't that relatable? There are times people secretly celebrate your downfall, pretending to care but waiting to see you fail. But God sees every heart. He hears every whisper. David says, "Let them be like chaff before the wind, with the angel of the Lord driving them away." That verse reminds us that God's justice is not passive, it's powerful and precise. When you walk in righteousness, you don't have to chase your enemies. God will scatter them. When people try to dig a pit for you, they end up falling into their own trap. And through all of this, David remains faithful. He says, "Then my soul will rejoice in the Lord and delight in his salvation." You see, the focus shifts from the enemy to the victory. David isn't praying just for his enemies to fall. He's praying to see God's hand at work, to see justice done in a way that glorifies God. Psalm 35 also teaches us patience. Sometimes God doesn't move right away, but that doesn't mean he's silent. Every delay is preparation for a greater deliverance. When you trust him in your waiting, he will turn every false word, every hidden plot, into a testimony of his faithfulness. Now let's pause on one of the most powerful moments in this psalm. Verse 27. "Let those who favor my righteous cause shout for joy and be glad." Let them say continually, "Let the Lord be magnified, who has pleasure in the prosperity of his servant." This verse is a turning point. David moves from pain to praise, from pleading for help to proclaiming victory. And that's the power of faith. Even before the battle is over, David is rejoicing because he knows who holds the outcome. He doesn't wait to see the downfall of his enemies. He worships God in advance, trusting that divine justice will prevail. When you find yourself surrounded by those who speak against you, remember Psalm 35:27. Lift your head and say, "Let the Lord be magnified, who takes pleasure in my victory, because God delights in defending those who walk uprightly." He takes pleasure in seeing his children rise above false accusation and stand firm in faith. No matter what's coming against you, be it lies, envy, or betrayal, you can declare, "The Lord is fighting for me." You are not alone. The same God who defended David will defend you. Psalm 35 is more than a cry for justice. It's a reminder that God sees, he hears, and he acts. When you hand over your battles to him, he becomes your shield, your defender, and your vindicator. So no matter who stands against you, know this: the Lord stands with you. If this message spoke to your heart, take a moment to reflect on your own journey. Have you faced injustice or betrayal and seen God's hand deliver you? Share your story in the comments. Your testimony could encourage someone else today. And if you want more prayers and teachings that strengthen your faith, make sure to subscribe and explore the other videos on this channel. Let's keep walking in faith, trusting that when we call on the Lord, he fights for us, just as he did for David.